Good morning mga ka-Mugshots and welcome to another episode of Magtanong for Mugshots with Atty. Maggie. At dahil Saturday ngayon, weekend, so chill-chill muna tayo. So andito ako sa bar ng bahay at namimili ako ng wine na iinumin ko mamaya. Ito po, I would like to thank Atty. Trading for this wine. Ito po ang official wine sponsor ng Mugshots with Atty. Maggie sa aming Magbuhay Celebrity Lawyer. Yung lifestyle channel, yung lifestyle episode ng Mugshots with Atty. Maggie ngayon ay sa Magbuhay Celebrity Lawyer, puro challenges for this year. So, whenever I will do a challenge, successfully do a challenge, eto, mag-wine toast kami ng guest ko at of course, sponsored by Atty. Trading. Napakasarap ng wine na to, Viña Corvino. So, thank you again, Atty. Trading for Viña Corvino wine. There's a red wine and there's a white wine. So for our episode of Magtanong for today, isa na naman pong napaka-importanteng topic ang i-discuss natin for today. Actually, ang dahil mga ka-Mugshots natin ang nag-request ng topic na ito. Kasi marami sa mga ka-Mugshots natin ang hindi makapag-avail ng services ng isang private counsel o ng private lawyer. And of course, the suggestion whenever you cannot afford the services of a private lawyer ay pumunta ka sa PAO o sa Public Attorney's Office. Kaya lang, bago ka makapag-avail ng services ng PAO, may mga documentary requirements at may mga qualifications na kailangan mong i-comply. So to help us out on this topic, I invited a very good friend of mine na dati pong miyembro ng Public Attorney's Office but is now a private counsel practicing under Balmes, Fortaleza, and Partners. No other than a very good friend of mine, Atty. Crisel Balmes. So proceed na tayo sa first question natin kay Atty. Balmes. Sino nga ba ang mga qualified para makapag-avail ng services ng Public Attorney's Office?
Number 1, yung tinatawag po nating indigent o yung mga walang kakayahan o kapasidad na makapag-avail o makapag-engage ng serbisyo ng private lawyer. So, bukod po dito, meron din po tayong tinatawag na other persons qualified for legal assistance.
Ano naman ang mga kaso na pwedeng i-handle ng Public Attorney's Office?
So, pwede po ang criminal cases, civil cases, administrative cases, labor cases, at saka yung other quasi-judicial cases.
Ano-ano ang mga documents na dapat i-submit sa Public Attorney's Office para ma-qualify sa kanilang services?
So, number 1 po dyan is kailangan po natin mag-present ng tinatawag nating annual income tax or yung income tax return, ITR, o kung wala naman po tayong ITR, is pwede po tayong mag-present ng payslip. At kailangan po na reflected po doon na ang net income nyo po for Metro Manila does not exceed 14,000 pesos. For other cities, your net income should not exceed 13,000 pesos. And for other places, your net income should not exceed 12,000 pesos. So yun po yung tamantayan. So bukod po dito, pwede rin po tayo mag-present ng tinatawag nating Certificate of Indigency na ini-issue po ng DSWD or ng Department of Social Welfare and Development. So bukod po dito, pwede rin po tayo mag-present ng Certificate of Indigency mula po sa ating punong barangay. Ano po? And, so kailangan po issue po siya ng punong barangay na kung saan po kayo nakatira. Ano po?
Kanina, Atty. Balmes, na-mention mo ang mga other persons qualified for legal assistance. Sino-sino ba ang mga to?
So, minsan po kasi kahit hindi naman kayo indigent na tinatawag, pwede pa rin po kayong i-represent ng Public Attorney's Office. Ano po yung mga cases na to? For example po, isa po kayong police officer from SPO 1 to SPO 4 and you are being charged of an offense in connection with your job. So, pwede po kayong or in connection with the performance of your duties, pwede po kayong i-represent ng Public Attorney's Office. For example, isa din po kayo Department of Agrarian Reform Lawyer and you're being charged of an offense in connection with your office, so pwede rin po kayong i-represent. So yun po yung mga other persons qualified for legal assistance. For example po, you're a victim of of VAUSI or yung tinatawag nating violence against women and children or those crimes punishable under Republic Act 9262. So kung kayo po ay victim ng VAUSI, pwede rin po kayong i-represent ng Public Attorney's Office kahit hindi po talaga kayo indigents. So yun po, no? So subject to evaluation pa rin naman.
Ano ba ang pamantayan ng Public Attorney's Office para hawakan ang isang kaso?
So, meron pong tinatawag na merit test. Tinitingnan po nila kung may merito po ba yung inyong reklamo. So kung may merit po yung case nyo, pwede po kayong i-represent ng PAO. Ngayon, kung hindi naman po meritorious yung inyong kaso, subject to evaluation, and then i-advise po niya kayo ng other remedies other than filing.
So what about those immediate cases wherein kailangan na ang representation ng Public Attorney's Office at hindi pa nakakapag-submit ng documents ang isang litigant?
Number 1, halimbawa po, kailangan po natin ng motion to post bail or yung motion for reduction of bail para po sa temporary liberty ng isang akusado, pwede po agad kayong mabigyan ng assistance ng Public Attorney's Office. Number 2, ang isang tao po ay nakadetain for an offense, say for example, in flagrante delicto, at nahuli po siya caught in the act. No? So, it is usually subject to inquest proceedings. So, sa inquest proceedings, entitled po tayo sa lawyer. So, pwede po tayong tumawag sa Public Attorney's Office para mabigyan po tayo ng representation during the inquest proceedings. Number 3, may kailangan po tayong isubmit na pleading and it's very urgent. For example, in cases of unlawful detainer. So, you are the defendant at kailangan nyo po agad mag-file ng answer. So, ito po yung mga cases na provisionally pwedeng i-handle ng Public Attorney's Office. Example, sa korte, hearing nyo na. Wala po kayong dalang private lawyer. So, automatically, mag-a-appoint po ang korte ng counsel de officio at yung public attorney po na naka-assign doon ay i-assign sa inyo temporarily as your lawyer. So, subject naman po yan sa compliance nyo. Magbibigay po kayo ng same requirements, yung certificate of indigency, yung pong proof of income nyo, o kaya certificate of indigency from the DSWD. So, subject pa rin po siya sa compliance ng requirements na yun. Although, on that day, wala kang lawyer, bibigyan ka po ng court and i-represent ka ng Public Attorney's Office. So next po dyan is, for example, you're a victim of VAUSI or violence against women and children. So, kahit po, say for example, you're not really an indigent, pwede pa rin po kayong i-represent ng Public Attorney's Office. So, ilan po yan sa mga provisional cases na pwede, or yung sinasabi natin o tinatawag natin urgent cases na pwedeng i-handle agad ng Public Attorney's Office kahit hindi pa po kayo nakapag-submit ng mga documentary requirements. So, for example din, in cases wherein the defendant is, or the accused is a child in conflict with the law, yung tinatawag na CICL. Example din po dyan is you are a credit card holder and you are being considered as a delinquent by a bank. So, pwede rin po kayo mag-avail ng services ng Public Attorney's Office. But later on, subject to proof of income pa rin if you're really a indigent na matatawag. So, in some instances, the Public Attorney's Office is also being called upon by the government to represent persons who are being charged of an offense. So, kung wala po silang lawyer, usually po, Public Attorney's Office pa rin po ang tinatawag dyan. So, in some instances, meron din po tayong mga alien or yung mga tinatawag nating mga foreigner na wala pong kapasidad na makapag-avail ng services ng isang private lawyer. So, tinatawag pa rin po ng, usually ng Bureau of Immigration, ang assistance ng Public Attorney's Office para po mabigyan ng legal assistance or ng legal na tulong ang isang alien o isang foreigner. So, in special cases, immigration proceedings, so nagre-represent din po ang PAO dyan. So, other similar urgent cases, so pwede po mag-represent ang PAO and then later on, subject to evaluation, kung i-continue pa yung service. Yun po yun.
So, sino-sino yung hindi pwedeng i-represent ng Public Attorney's Office?
A juridical entity, a corporation, a private stock corporation is not allowed to be represented by the Public Attorney's Office. Although in special cases, yung non-stock, non-profit organization the individual members of that organization can be represented by the public attorney's office. But same thing, subject to the evaluation, subject to the indigency test pa rin sila. So, number 2, for example, your case is not meritorious, so pwede kang i-deny ng PAO. Or number 3, you did not pass the indigency test. Ikaw talaga is may kapasidad na kumuha ng isang private lawyer. Negosyante ka, mayaman ka. So, hindi na kayo tatanggapin ng public attorney's office. Number 3, kung yung kaso mo talaga, you have a private lawyer. So, may private lawyer ka, pwede kang i-deny ng public attorney's office. So, number 4, for example, landlords or lessors in a collection suit or unlawful detainer cases, kung sila yung nag-initiate ng proceedings, ikaw ay isang landlord, isa kang lessor, hindi ka rin allowed na i-represent ng public attorney's office. So, pwede kang i-deny. So, i-deny ka nila.
Ano naman ang mga cases na hindi pwedeng i-handle ng public attorney's office?
Hindi pwedeng i-handle ng PAO kapag may tinatawag na tayong conflict of interest. So, halimbawa, ikaw na rin yung complainant, nag-a-apply ka as client ng PAO, pero nauna na pala sa iyo yung defendant o yung respondent na lumapit sa public attorney's office at nauna na siyang client. So, first come, first serve basis. So, in such way, nagkakaroon ng conflict of interest. So, kapag may conflict of interest na, hindi na kayo pwedeng i-handle or yung case na yun is hindi na pwedeng i-handle ng public attorney's office. Number 2, prosecution of criminal cases in court. So, ang initiatory pleading pwedeng gawin ng PAO. For example, complaint, yung affidavit of complaint, isasubmit natin sa prosecutor's office. So, part siya ng preliminary investigation, for example, or counter affidavit. So, pwede yan gawin ng public attorney's office. However, yung prosecution of the criminal cases itself in court proceedings, hindi na siya allowed i-handle ng public attorney's office kasi nagtitake over na dyan yung public prosecutor natin. Number 3, adoption cases. Hindi rin pwedeng i-handle ng PAO except if the adopter is the biological parent or the step-parent of the adoptee and subject to the indigency test pa rin. So, always indigency test pa rin ang titingnan natin. So, in case of doubt, kailangan mong i-prove na indigent ka para makapag-avail ng services ng public attorney's office. And number 4, hindi rin po allowed na i-handle ng public attorney's office ang BP22 cases. So, kung ikaw po ay isang akusado sa isang bounce and checks law violation, the public attorney's office might deny you of their legal services. So, number 5, political candidates and election cases are not allowed to be handled by the public attorney's office.
For those who also have legal questions, you can send a video to our Facebook page, Mugshots with Attorney Maggie, with your address so we can send you your mug. Or you can ask the Magtanong team if they happen to be in your area. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mugshots with Attorney Maggie.